Hi everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you about the tools of recovery. So what do I mean about recovery? Well, I use recovery in a very broad term. It sort of originated from recovery from addiction, like alcoholism or drug addiction. When people change their lives, they get into recovery for their addiction. So then it became this term pretty much in all 12-step programs, recovery from whatever you're working on. So, but I use recovery even beyond that. If you're not in a 12-step program, you are just in recovery. If you are trying to change your life, and let's say you have some bad patterns, some bad habits, some suffering having gone on in your life, and you want to change that, then you are in recovery from the past way that you used to live your life. You're in recovery, you're heading towards health, you're working on yourself, you're trying to change. I consider all these activities as recovery. So when I hear about the tools of recovery, what that means is sort of the new behaviors that you are incorporating in your life in order to change. So it's just like learning good habits. Let's say you want to exercise more. You really have to incorporate exercise into your daily life. If you are trying to get better habits like brushing your teeth more often after every meal, that's a good habit to have, and maybe you have a bad habit where you only do it once a day, something like that. That would be considered a form of changing bad habits and creating new, healthier habits. So that's what the tools of recovery are. They're new, healthier habits that you are trying to pull into your life. So the great thing about the tools of recovery is that they really are a life skill that pretty much everybody has to learn. And a lot of times people who have addictions or suffer from addictions or codependency or just traumas or bad habits in their life, a lot of them don't have a lot of good habits. And so they really need to develop this life skills that will bring healthier habits into their life. So in 12-step programs, one of the favorite tools of recovery is going to meetings. So there are many 12-step meetings. There's many 12-step meetings as there are addictions out there. For those of you who don't have addictions, there are 12-step programs out there for you. If you are trying to improve your life, for example, Codependence Anonymous is a 12-step program that's about trying to get healthier relationships. And a lot of people say, well, I'm not a codependent. How can I go to that meeting? Well, basically everybody has issues with codependency, I think. Because codependency is about when you perhaps help other people too much and you don't help yourself. So if you're not good at helping yourself, but you're always really good at helping other people, that can be a problem. And that's what Codependence Anonymous is for. Anyway, it's even if you are the healthiest person on the planet, but you want to improve your skills, Codependence Anonymous can help, because it can help you learn how to have healthy relationships, because that's really what it's about. It's about helping anyone and everyone learn healthy relationship skills. I mean, it really should be something taught in the school system, I think. I think a lot of kids grow up not knowing how to have a healthy relationship, especially if they come from a dysfunctional family. They don't have any good role models. So, going to meetings is a tool of recovery. What's another tool of recovery? Getting a sponsor. When you go to the meeting, get a sponsor. Get somebody who can guide you through the steps, who can help you, who can teach you, who has recovered from their addiction for a period of time and can teach you how to do the same thing. What's another tool of recovery? Telephone calls. People get lonely. So a lot of times bad habits come from loneliness. You pick up the telephone, you call somebody, you talk to them about anything. Call them and ask them how they're doing. Call them and tell them how you're doing. Telephone is a tool of recovery. That includes texting or Skyping or emailing, reaching out. All of those are under the telephone category of tool of recovery. What's another tool of recovery? Literature, reading about recovery. There's tons of 12-step programs with tons of 12-step program literature you can read, but there's also self-help books out there. There's many, many, many items of literature out there that can help you and bring you up and out of a really negative place or feeling badly about yourself. What's another tool of recovery? Service is a tool of recovery. Giving back. Sometimes people can get really bogged down in their own problems, and a way to help them is for them to give service, to give back, and to help others. Now, what's funny about that is if your problem is codependency, where you're helping and helping and helping and not taking care of yourself, then your form of service should be to yourself and taking care of yourself and figuring out what you need and getting your own needs met. If codependency is your problem, is your thing that you're addicted to. You know, what's another tool of recovery? I actually think that the list kind of goes on and on and on, but one of the slogans in the program is people, places, things, which means that if you're having problems with alcohol, guess what? You shouldn't hang out in a bar, because that's a place that can be a trigger for you to use alcohol. There's certain people maybe you drink with, and whenever you see them you want to drink. Stay away from those people. There might be certain things that remind you of drinking and using. You know, throw away if your addiction is marijuana, throw away your bong, because guess what? Whenever you see it, it's going to be a thing that triggers you to use. Another tool of recovery is HALT, H-A-L-T, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Don't get too hungry, don't get too angry, don't get too lonely, don't get too tired. So working the steps, another tool of recovery. There's 12-step programs, there's 12 steps, get a sponsor, work the steps. That means a lot of writing assignments, a lot of learning about what your problems are. I think I'm going to stop there on examples of tools of recovery, but there are many, many tools of recovery which it's important that you get a tool belt, fill it up with tools of recovery, and learn how to incorporate these healthier behaviors into your life so you can let go of the older, unhealthier behavior.